working.
All right, we're live. What's happening, everybody? Producer Rachel, how are you? Happy Friday.
I mean, it's a Friday. I think my
It's a
makeup is
Friday.
smeared. My hair is in a ponytail. I also, oh my God. So because we've been so busy, I haven't been able to like cook and be like the best like housewife ever, right? Because like who has the time? So I ordered one of those like home kits, but it didn't occur to me that like the kits you actually have to still cook. They weren't the pre-made meals. I wanted the pre-made meals. And so of course, like have I cooked this whole week? No. And so like today was the day where like everything was gonna go bad. So I cooked everything and then packaged it all, like containerized it. So I was like, if anybody asks me or they say they're hungry, I'm going to be like, that's so cool because in the fridge, I have meals that I made for you because I'm such a good mother.
Look at that. Look at that.
Dude, yeah, just read the labels and make sure you know what you're getting. I just, in my brain, I didn't equate it to, I thought it was just like, throw it in the microwave. No, it's literally like just number one, too much packaging. And it's like, it came with recipes. I was like, recipes? If I wanted to cook, I could go to the grocery store. Like, no. So that was like this afternoon quickly in a pinch because I was like, well, I don't want to throw the food away. I'm not going to waste it.
Inside the impact, folks.
Literally, this is what's really happening.
Today.
But like that's the thing. Like we're so focused on the community and I love it that like nothing else matters to me right now. And I probably need more balance in my life. But like the amazing things that we did this week and like the transformation and the impact that we made, it's like, could you not want to be in there every day? Do you know what I mean?
I know.
So
it's
that's
one
where
of
I'm
those
at.
things where whenever I start to, I'm someone who needs sleep. So whenever I start to sleep less than 6 hours a night, it's usually when I'm really excited, right? And the last few weeks have just been like 4 or 5 hour nights, and that's cool because at the end of the day, it only happens when I am really excited and I'm just jazzed up. Like so many text messages, all the trainings that have happened this past week, some of those micro miracle moments, and I'm just fired up. Like, wait, what actually happened the last week? Like we did so many trainings.
Well, and like, I don't think people understand. We've said it, but I don't think they understand. Like, when we onboard you with a phone call, we literally ask you, like, what is it that you need? What is missing in your business? And we create that. Like, we didn't already like have a course that we're like, oh, okay, here's the library of courses. You should check this one out. It's literally like us, like, oh my God, let's really quickly put this together for you because we know we can. Right? Like, I just feel like that's such a different feeling than any other community. And I'm just so proud of us for like actually like following through on what we said, even though we're probably crazy for doing it. Because it's like, oh wait, you're creating courses and like literally within days. Yes.
Well, I think that's the beauty is because when you have an issue in your business or you have something going on in your life and you get to that point where you're really just stuck or frustrated or upset, like it's great to say, hey, we'll have an event around this in a couple months, or we'll bring in a subject matter expert, in a few weeks. But really, what are we doing? We're understanding there's a problem or a challenge and we're not solving it immediately, right? Like who wants to go through 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4 months of pain knowing that that's a challenge? And then the other question I always had, like when we were creating all this, was like, oh, go take this course. Like what kind of deep level of human connection is that, right? And I also feel like if you want to just take course after course and not have communication and back and forth and really understand your problem and use you as a case example and then have a follow-up session with us and then jump on the momentum hours and we dive into that even deeper if you have a question, like all those things that we're doing have been built strictly and strategically to help the member in the community and to not only continue to build and compound on certain ideas or certain things that need multiple layers, but to really just attack that problem head on at first, and to solve it and then think about, okay, what do we need to layer on top of it? What comes next? Right. And I love that because and you built this beautiful 6-step webinar process where we're doing that workshop to webinar. We kicked that off this past week.
Well, yeah, talk
That
about
was
Sam a little
awesome.
bit because
Like,
like thank you. But I love that like Sam's one of our community members. He was vulnerable with us and was like, this is what my issue is. I have all these workshops, but I'd like, and that's you're just dealing with this many people. I'd love to turn this into a webinar so I can deal with everybody. And it's like fabulous. We can do that for you. And we're creating that. And how amazing will it be at the end of the sixth step is him presenting his webinar,
true.
right? Like anybody that followed us along, because by default, when you're creating any of these, there are more people in the community that want that. They just didn't know they needed it or wanted it when they were doing their one-on-one with us. So as we go, we sort of like understand like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that too. You don't know until until you find out, oh wow, we can do this too. So I can't wait for that last step of him presenting his webinar for other community members to present their webinars that they created through an easy, it's actually 5 steps. The last one is presenting. So I'm just excited because we have people that are willing to say, I do need help. And this is what I need help with, right?
True.
Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
have that if they weren't willing to be vulnerable.
It's awesome. I think, I'm just one thing that I really want to recap and talk about what's happening as far as impact. And because this came up this week was, one of our members reaching out and saying, hey, I know we talked about this challenge and the webinar and we did this and you guys, did the training on it. I don't want to keep asking all these questions. And it was like, no, pour on the questions. Like, I get that. But at the end of the day, and you just said this beautifully, other people are going to have these challenges too. So you're not the one that's just thinking about, oh, I want to do this, or I've been thinking about doing this, or I've been thinking about doing that. And you haven't, or you didn't have enough information, or you didn't have an opportunity to go back and forth and collaborate and get follow up around that. Well, this is the community. Like, this is the place and the space for that. And it's like, bring on all the questions and we'll filter through and we'll talk. Some stuff can be solved, right? One of those questions was solved over a call. One of them was, hey, we've got this coming up. This fits perfect. Make sure you register for it, right? So you start to understand these multiple challenges and we start to understand what the prioritization is, especially for certain members, knowing that multiple members can benefit from it, right? But what matters right now and what do we need to fix immediately? Is it leads? Yes. Then let's do the now money training. Let's talk about increasing your interactions. Let's talk about pushing yourself to a level where you maybe never even thought about you could. And then let's do that for a couple weeks and then have a follow-up and then use one of the members as a specific example. So that way we're increasing the opportunity for them to grow because we're answering all their questions, but we're also teaching everybody else that's part of it as well.
And the best part, like, it is totally magic. It really is. And like, I love that you presented Now Money Part 1, which I was like, oh my God, like, I can do this. I know I can do this, right? We talked this morning about changing it from fear to excitement, but I needed to niche down, right? Like there was part 1 of that. I didn't understand, oh, wait, what is my offer, right? What is my skill that I'm selling? Like, what is my profitable skill? And so we flipped Momentum Hour into micro niching down, figuring that out, right? Like immediately. Because I was like, hey, I myself don't understand this. So if I don't understand it, other people probably don't understand it. How do we do this? And we were able to just pivot and create that space where we could work together. Literally, as you were talking about it, I was going through ChatGPT. I was trying to figure it out. I was narrowing it down. So by the end of the hour, I had my profitable skill and I had my winning offer, right? Like, it wasn't just like, oh, go take another course. And when we meet like together on our one-on-one in a month, like we'll talk about it. Like, no, I need it now because I also wanted to fill out that 150 like touch point tracker. And I think our follow-up is next week. And so I was just like, no, I want it now. I don't want to wait. I want to like stay within the community and continue doing this so that like when Jim has the follow-up, he's like, hey, who did their 150? I could be like, I did. Right? Like it's just one of those things where like we grow and we go together. And like, can you do it at your own pace? Absolutely. Everything, all the replays are in there. And after you watch the replay, if you have a question, put it in the community, put it in a post, put it in the feed. Like we're here to answer those questions. So like I myself understand what it's like to want to grow and scale. And quite honestly, the members that are showing up and like taking the time, it's like it's so I don't know. I just have so much enthusiasm for it because it's like, oh my God, people get it. Like they get it. They're doing it. It's like, oh my
It's
God,
happening.
we're actually doing it. It's happening. I know.
Well, that's you want to push the limits, right? But you also want to walk people through that when you're taking an extra step in life, when you're taking an extra step or navigating a road you've never been down, like how great is it to have someone by your side? Like think about it, if you're going to go for a walk and it's after dark and you're traveling and you don't know the neighborhood and you don't know the streets, wouldn't you feel better if someone was walking beside you, even if it was just a quick 10-minute stroll to get some fresh air? Right? And I look at that same comparison and analogy in business. It's like we're navigating a new road. We're navigating a new neighborhood. We don't know what happens in this neighborhood or what the vibe is or what the crime rate is or is it section 8 housing and is it low income or is it this super rich $3 million homes, right? Like we have no idea what that experience is going to be, and each of those experiences carry different weight and different circumstance. But at the end of the day, if you can understand some of those roadblocks that are ahead and you know how to navigate them, as well as pivot or position or transform and maybe, go back a couple steps to then take a left instead of a right, you're going to get to your destination. You're going to feel safer throughout it. And in order to do that and get through that navigation and get to that destination, you need someone to help guide you, right? And then I think that's the beauty in what we're doing is we're bringing as much expertise to your situation and scenario as possible, getting you started, guiding you down the road, guiding you through the neighborhood. And then when it gets to that point of, hey, let's bring in another expert, let's bring in another opinion around this, we have that too, right? Like that's the beauty is the network that producer Rachel has, the network that I have. And as I think through that, there's always those masterminds or those groups or those communities that talk about that stuff, right? And to say, hey, my phone book is your phone book, but we want to not only bring those people into the community to spend time with you, but to allow you to build that relationship deep. So it isn't, let me ask you for the phone number or the contact, but you're communicating and navigating a relationship with them. And you've gone through our deep connection training. So like you understand how to do it and leverage and navigate it, right? This isn't just hey, go build a relationship with someone and you don't know how to. It's like, here's the step-by-step process. So as I think back of like what's going on inside the Impact Effect community and the impact that's happening and the feedback that we've had this week, it lights me up knowing that we called this thing we've built impact, and that's truly what's happening and occurring daily, if not hourly at this point. Like we're moving pretty damn fast right
I
now.
know we are, and we'll probably repeat a few things within the community because again, like some people are going to need a refresher. If new people come on, we'll do it again. Like that's the best part for us is we can refine, we can change, we can pivot because it's live and living as we go. It's not like, oh, I paid $10,000 to create this course system that I'm pitching or marketing and I can't change that now. No, we literally can change it as we move,
Well, it's
which is the best
customization.
part.
It's custom.
That is customization. And then like think about the courses you've taken or the free PDFs or whatever, the workbooks that you've bought that like you maybe need a refresher on, right? Because maybe you didn't put it into practice. Maybe you didn't finish them like I did. I have 6 inches of papers that I've never filled out, right? Like courses that I paid for but never took because we get so attracted to the hook. We get so attracted to like what we think the outcome could be. And I think a lot of us forget like, oh no, it takes action. But action on a lonely island is so much harder than action with a community of people around you, literally all cheering you on to get to the next thing, to want to do better, to want to grow and scale. I think that was the hardest thing for me for so long is just doing it alone and like thinking like, I can do this, I can do it, I got it. And then realizing as soon as I started to reach out to people and connect and make real connections, I was like, oh, that's what community is, right?
Well,
It's just fascinating.
I love the fact too, and I got to give kudos to you because this was all you. But I love the fact that you built in the co-creation hours and seeing, the comment section of that this past week, and understanding that you can co-create and then use the momentum hour to bring maybe a roadblock during the co-creation time to the community in real time to get that answer in real time. And like, as I think through of that flow and how you've built that, I'm just like, it's magnificent, because if you're going to co-create and you're going to spend time and focus, and it's the Pomodoro method that you do, if I'm mistaken,
Yeah.
right?
Shout out to my ADHD coach for introducing me to this, like the Pomodoro method. So you do a 5 minute, like get the snack, like go pee, do all the things. And then you sit and you focus on one thing for 25 minutes. Then you have another 5 minute break. And then you focus on one thing for 25 minutes, which I think a lot of us don't realize, like how we're task switching all the time, like going from the phone to the email to the whatever, and you're not focusing on one thing. And I always tell everybody in that space, like, notice your body. Like, how many times did you turn to grab the phone? Right? Like, that's why we don't get anything done, because we're constantly task switching, right? Imagine having 1 hour to focus on one thing and get it done. And if you get it done early, amazing, you can sign off, right? Like, it's
Totally.
amazing.
Totally. Well, it's also that thing that you need to do that you didn't do this week, right? Or that you've been pushing off for 3 weeks. At the end of the day, how can we build something that our community members need, knowing that they're just like us, right? We go through those stages of avoidance, doing that thing, or, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow," and then this happens, and then you book a meeting, and then you got a sales call, and it's like, sales over everything. I need revenue, and we got to hit the goal this month, and we're growing, and I got to hire someone, and blah, 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 right? Like, all those things come through your mind and your brain in that minute process. And it's like, okay, well, how do we actually just do that thing that we've been avoiding? Because that's going to open up more space in our brain to focus on the things that actually matter and that we align with, right? Like, at the end, at the end, I say at the end, at the end of the day, anytime I look on my to-do list, there's usually a couple lingering things that have been there for a couple days. And those things are the things that I just don't love doing or I don't align with, right? I want to live my life doing the things that I absolutely love, but there's also things that we have to do that we don't love. And if I can use that co-creating time to go, okay, I got 25 minutes, let me bang out that thing that's been on the to-do list for, 7, 8, 9 days. And then, oh, I hit a roadblock because, and this is what I've realized. And if you're anything like me, or if you've been an entrepreneur or have built businesses or multiple businesses, you realize that the thing that you are avoiding is because you're maybe not the most competent in it. You may not have the most resources to rely on. So when you utilize the co-creation time within the community, and you're forced to actually dive into the thing that you've been stepping or sidestepping away from because you don't have the most knowledge, you don't have all the resources around, it's not easy, right? We avoid the hard thing or the thing that takes the most time or whatnot. And if you hit the barrier during the co-creation hours, you just go to the momentum hour and get immediate help. Like, that's a thing of beauty, and you
It's,
created that, producer
yeah.
Rachel. So, I mean,
Well,
I'm
I
I'm
had
I'm
to.
living it. I'm loving it. Like, that was something that's
Well,
helped me massively,
it's just
massively.
that ADHD brain that we don't allow ourselves the time, right? It's just like, and shockingly, in that it's technically 50 minutes of work, you can get so much done in that 50 minutes. Like, I always play a game where I'm like trying to beat the clock, so I actually work faster, which is hilarious. And then also, like, when you have that focus time, that's when you can get clarity on a lot of things. Like, momentum hour helped me really figure out the profitable skill and like the winning offer, but then co-creating really helped me. Okay, like, what is the framework around this? Like, what are the words that I'm going to use to try to market it and make those connections? And I wouldn't have been able to figure that out. It would just be like circling in my brain had I not sat for that like 50 minutes and focused on figuring this out.
Yeah,
I think one of the co-creating hours I called doctors because I was like, I got to make doctor appointments. I've been putting this off. This is the one thing
that's
I'm
real.
going to do. But like, it's true.
It's real.
So it's like, okay, great. My focus today is making doctor's appointments that I've been putting off for a month. But like, and it's great. And then we have you guys put it in the chat, like what it is that you're focusing on. And so we can hold each other accountable. And at the end, we say like how, what's your win? Did it get done? And then like if it did, great. If it didn't, don't worry, there's more. I usually do a few a day. Actually, no, a few a week, and then I'm going to try to add a later one. I'm
Nice.
just terrible. Like I'm after 2 o'clock, I'm like a mess. But it's just co-creating, so like I can be a mess. I don't think I have to like actually use words like I am
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Just hit that timer, baby. Let's go. You know?
Exactly. It's easy.
One of the things that I thought was cool, that some feedback that we got, was about how we're leveraging and utilizing AI in a majority of the trainings. So one of the things I think that was really impactful was actually giving the prompt and then walking the prompt through and then navigating it after the prompt. So like how to take this, how to choose through it, how to leverage maybe something from a previous response, but not just settle on it and not just replace your level of expertise or your level of ideation, right? Like really make it yours. And then, doing that and then having the training around how to utilize AI to humanize your marketing and make it more like you was just a cool mesh of two different prompts, two different styles of AI, but under the same, roof of how to navigate it and get it to the next point. So I don't know. I just thought that was cool. And the feedback around, how we're using AI in some of these trainings to speed up the process, sort of clarify what you're trying to actually get to or where you're trying to go with some of it.
Well, and that's why it's so helpful to have the specific prompts, because it takes a while to train AI and to figure out what to get to. But when you have like, hey, prompt it with this, and then here's your follow up, it's so much more helpful than like, okay, starting from zero and trying to get like ChatGPT to understand or whatever AI you're using. So that's why I love the prompt ideas. I have a workbook that I'm going to publish at some point in the community, and we'll probably do a course with it too. But the whole workbook has like, okay, for this step, ask, here is your prompt for this. Because to me, I was like, even as somebody learning the system, I was like, I need the prompt, because if you're just telling me, hey, ask it whatever to figure this out, that's not helpful. But if you specifically say, this is what you're looking for, tell it this, so much more clarity. And it's just quicker. Like we don't have the time to waste anymore to figure this stuff out. So if we can help you in any way, that's one of the best ways possible. It's just, here's the prompt to use.
Well,
Done.
I think too is like if you're not using AI, then join the community, right? Like we'll help you through that process. We'll give you some of the prompts. We'll walk you through it. And then we'll show you in real time how it's used and how it's leveraged to still be you. The copy paste button doesn't work with AI. It just doesn't. You've got to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on that bad boy and make it your own, give it some taste, right? It's like, you know, I don't know.
It's absolutely true.
I just feel that when you look at content or when you look at something you've created or something that's performed well, you want to take ownership for that, right? And if you just copy and paste the AI stuff, you don't get that feeling because it's never been you. And if you're trying to play it off like you are, well, then you're just being fake, So it's like, let's use it as a tool, not let it replace you as a human. And I think that's the benefit
And
at
that's
the end
what
of
I
the
think
day.
that's what it's meant for right now too.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's been an amazing week. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you on Monday morning, bright and early for Rise and
Rise and
Energize. It's actually
energize.
not hard to do. Does that make sense? Like I thought at first it was going to be like hard to keep showing up, but I just get excited to do it. To start everybody's day off. And we're getting such great feedback from it that I'm like, well, how do you like not want to show up for people? Right. It's a quick 15 minutes every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern. And we give you challenges that you can do if you want to, but really just we give you perspective on just life and energy gains and energy drains, and make you think a little bit to start your day, as opposed to like doom scrolling on social media. Come check us out instead.
I love it. I love it. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll
Bye,
see you Monday morning.
everybody. We'll see you Monday morning. And then you can join the community this weekend if you want to. Whatever. You know what I mean? If you thought about this and anything hit on you, we're here. Bye.